Welcome to another Down the Rabbit Hole video. This is a little bit of a discussion about video streaming websites. It's kind of a video response in a way. It's also, from the title you can tell, it's a solution to something I myself posted about a month ago. So in a way it's kind of like a video response to myself as well. Also a little bit of a community thing. So I'm kind of combining a whole bunch of stuff into one announcement video, for lack of a better description. So a little while ago, maybe just over a month, Ben at T-Rex Spacestation, he posted a video about not being too happy with the way YouTube is going, and so he is trying out Vidme, which is an alternative to YouTube, and he was singing its praises, and I thought, I'm going to try this thing out and see what it's like. And I've actually posted about the last 6 videos that I've done, both here on YouTube and also on Vidme, just to see what it's like. What are the benefits? What do I like? Etc. Am I going to jump ship? No. But I did find that there were things about Vidme I did like a lot. It reminds me of a story that I'll get into later, but let's primarily focus on why Ben didn't really like or has decided to give Vidme a try. YouTube's getting really complex now with the, making sure you don't get a copyright strike and you can't use licensed music, and if you put certain words in your title, if it's not combined with the name of a game, it gets flagged as not being advertiser friendly, and it's turning into a real convoluted mess for a lot of people who want to just post videos about stuff, and I'm not monetizing my videos, so for me it's just a hobby. Not that I would never do it, but I'd have to be a heck of a lot bigger of a channel than I am right now, so it's certainly not a factor for me in the near future. But I realize that there are things that I can't do the way I'd like to do them because of all the problems that YouTube has combined together. So I get where Ben is going with. Vidme actually solves a lot of these things. It's much easier to get yourself signed up to get monetary value out of your videos. It doesn't have a lot of the restrictions that YouTube has, which I really like. I'll get to that next. And so, yeah, I was watching what he was saying, and I just thought, yeah, you know what? I think Ben's onto something here. Let's try it out. Let's see what it's like and form my own opinion. And the last half dozen videos I've done have been both on YouTube as well as uploaded on Vidme. Now, the very first one that I tried, and this is that story I was getting to, which is what the title of this video is about. Do you remember a month or 2 months ago, I did a kind of a question for the community saying, have you ever done videos that ended up on the cutting room floor? And as part of that, I showed, there was one of my first videos, one of my early videos, was I actually decided to start trying out different food things, and I tried out Pot Noodle, but I referenced Red Dwarf in the beginning of my video, because they talk about how rotten Pot Noodle is, so I thought, yeah, let's kind of combine Red Dwarf with the Pot Noodle taste test thing. But my immediate strike, or the first thing that happened to me was YouTube said, nope, that looks like you're streaming the actual full-on episode. I guess it kicked in their algorithm. You've got a copyright strike. You're not allowed to post this video. I was like, oh, okay. So that was a school of hard knocks. Tough thing for me to learn about what you can and can't do on YouTube. So in my video, I asked, have you got any videos like that as well, since you're never going to see my Pot Noodle video. But when I tried out Vidme, I thought, what would happen if I uploaded my Pot Noodle video there? And you know what? It worked. It totally stayed, and it has had a few views. Like, it hasn't been taken down or suddenly reviewed and said, hey, wait a minute, it looks like you're streaming. No. So if anybody wanted to see the Pot Noodle video, the one that I talked about, it's on the cutting room floor, you're never going to see it, I'll put a link below to the Vidme site where you can watch my Pot Noodle video. It's several years old, but it's still applicable, and that was kind of cool. I was like, hey, all right, my first experience with Vidme is pretty good. I can upload the video that was never allowed on YouTube. That's pretty neat. Now, what did I think of that experience of trying out Vidme for the first time? I like it. I like the interface. It's super easy to get into. Like if you're signing up, one of the things you can do that I really like is it also allows you to just sign in with your Twitter account. So it'll just set up your avatar right away and your name and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, well, I don't normally like to combine my different social networking connections, but since I'm just trying out Vidme and I don't know that I'm going to go full bore into it, yeah, okay, do it with my Twitter account. That's just easier. And I guess this is probably a good time. I don't know if anybody cares to follow me on Twitter. If you want, please do. I'll put it down below. It's actually at Down the Rabbit. It's not at Down the Rabbit Hole because that was too long. So it's at Down the Rabbit 0. I'm hoping that the 0 or the O is like a hole and that's where the connection comes through. So yeah, if you want to hear crazy ramblings of an old, nutty old guy like me, feel free to follow me. That'd be awesome. If you're just trying out Twitter, if you want to follow me, feel free, again, down below. Anyway, so back to Vidme, which is my original point. Yeah, I liked that I could just sign in with that account, that I could very easily upload. The other thing that I really liked was if I'm going on vacation or something, I usually have to like upload a bunch of videos in advance, and then while I'm on my trip, get to somebody's computer or get online access somehow, like in the hotel room or whatever, log into my YouTube channel and then publish my video manually. And I know for the longest time when I was setting up my YouTube account, you could actually set it to like schedule postings in advance. So would you like to learn about posting this video in the future? And I thought, I'll get to that later. Then I did my big trip to the UK, which was like a month, and I thought, I'm going to need to post videos at specific times, so I'll go into that. I couldn't find that link anymore, and I can't find it no matter where I go. I think, and please somebody let me know down below, I think because I don't monetize my videos, that option isn't there. Maybe. Anyway, that's a YouTube thing. We're talking Vidme. In Vidme, once your video has uploaded, the very first thing is it marks it as unlisted, and you can click on it and say, yes, I would like to post it now, or I would like to post it at a future time. Right away. No weird, you got to set up an account for that kind of access or anything like that. That's awesome. I like that. A good or bad thing, depending on how you are about thumbnails, when you publish your video just right away, in YouTube, it will randomly choose one of 3 frames of the video to be the thumbnail, or you can upload an actual, title screen and whatever. Vidme has the same thing, but if you are just trying it out for the first time and you just publish, the very first frame of your video is your thumbnail. So if your first frame is like a blank table or something, that's going to be what your thumbnail is going to be. So you have an option of you can choose any frame in the video. I've never toyed with that. I think that would be a lot of problem to like scroll through, swipe through, and try and find the right frame that works for you. Or you can upload an actual title screen thumbnail thing. So that's cool. But something to be aware of. Now, after I published my Pot Noodle video, I wanted to see what kind of reaction is it, because when very first time I got onto YouTube, I noticed that I would maybe get 1 or 2 views after weeks. Like that early starting off, that initial YouTube experience, you're drowning in a chorus or an ocean of other people doing stuff. So the chances of anybody watching your video are almost nil. It takes a long time. I've been at this 3 years and I'm slowly getting, a couple dozen views every time. That's awesome. Vidme, as soon as I posted that video about Pot Noodle, I had a few views, 5 or 6 right away. And I thought, oh, well, this is a very promising sign. These guys I haven't like announced myself or anything. So that's cool that just out of the blue, somebody saw my stuff. Great. I haven't really replicated that success since. Like I say, I've done about 6 videos on Vidme now, and they all have like 1, maybe 2 views. So that's not great. And there is no easy way. In YouTube, you can select the search criteria. I want this to be, this is about a Star Wars character. So put in Star Wars and Luke Skywalker and Empire Strikes Back and lightsaber or something like that. You don't really have that option in Vidme, or if you do, it's very, very weirdly hidden. I can't find it. Also, question to Ben of T-Rex Spacestation. If you're watching, Ben, I notice your channel on Vidme is labeled as gaming. How did you get that? I can't label my channel as gaming. Now, I haven't monetized. Maybe is that why? Or, sorry, not monetized. I haven't verified myself. Is it a verified thing? Let me know. Now, what do I think of the long term for Vidme? Having played around with it now for a bit, I don't see myself uploading videos on two different websites as separate things. I'm not going to do that. I'm not really that interested in jumping ship from YouTube because, again, all this adpocalypse stuff isn't really affecting me. And I don't see... I don't imagine myself, like, if I'm going to have a 20-minute video, I'm going to upload it to YouTube and Vidme and Vimeo and Dailymotion and Facebook. No, I'm not doing that. And there may be tools that allow you to multicast to different services, but I'm just like, no, that's getting too far gone. I'm going to choose one camp and I'm going to stay with it. So, given that most of my videos on Vidme have had a very small amount of views, and there aren't really the follower thing that I had on YouTube, I think I'm going to pull the plug. I'm not going to continue with the Vidme thing. It's just not for me. I think if somebody's really, really interested in being able to talk about stuff without copyright strikes and things like that, or if you're really wanting to monetize and you have a lot of frustration with the way YouTube has it set up, Vidme is probably for you. It's not for me. So that's kind of that. And I'm reminded, actually, there's a guy who does podcasts. He also has a YouTube channel, but a podcast I've been listening to for years. His name is Shane R. Monroe, and he's had a retro gaming community online for years and years and years. I mean, they would have events, the Monroe-a-Palooza, I think they called it, and people would get together, and he ran a bunch of really well-known podcasts for several years, did a lot of interviews with the big-name engineers and game developers. Shane R. Monroe, I remember years ago, he was thrilled to bits because he hated Facebook. I don't think Twitter was out just yet, or if it was, he never talked about it. But he was not a fan of Facebook. He was not a fan of a lot of social media. But he was so thrilled when Google Plus came out. He was just like, yes, this is the way social networking should be done. And he went into a whole bunch of details. I'm not gonna readdress the stuff that Shane really, really loved about Google Plus. But he was singing its praises. And I remember when it was around the time when Google Plus launched. I'm like, hey, another Facebook type thing. Wow, that's cool. Who talks about Google Plus anymore? Shane does. His most recent show I was listening to, he's talking about those little tiny arcade machines that you can buy, and he's posted some high-resolution pictures of what they look like in their packaging on Google Plus. And I'm just sitting there like, really? You're still shilling, not shilling for, but like you're still gung-ho for Google Plus when I don't really know too many people that are on there. I mean, it's tied into YouTube, so there's that kind of cross-pollinization, but I think I used to see people would do those Google Hangouts sometimes, but I don't see that very often. And I think Google Plus is it's become its own little fringe thing. For me, I think Vidme is gonna kind of remain like that. I'm sorry to say. I think YouTube is just so big now. Nothing's really gonna topple it. Or if there is something, I mean, it might be Facebook video. I think that's what it's called. But I don't see Vidme from the way the community is set up, from the interface that I've experienced, and just things that I've been watching online, other people's opinions on Vidme. It's not going to replace YouTube, and I'm not going to jump ship for it. It's not my kind of thing. So that's been my experience with Vidme. Oh, another kind of a nail in the coffin, if you will, is that there are things that I like to do on, like the PlayStation 4. I like to upload Battlefront videos or Assassin's Creed videos, and I use their built-in share factory for creating those videos, and at the end of it, it says, would you like to publish? Absolutely. Which service do you want to publish to? YouTube, Dailymotion, Vimeo? Vidme's not in there. And I mean, maybe eventually PlayStation, I think, who creates Share Factory, maybe they'll add Vidme as an option, but it's not that big. So if I'm gonna upload something from my PlayStation, I'm not gonna then save it and then copy it over to my computer and then upload it to Vidme. It's like, no. It's not big enough to be on the PlayStation list of apps. I'm not going to bother with it. It's not for me. So that's, it's another reason why it's not going to happen in my particular experience. So yes, a little bit of a lengthy one there. I'll wrap it up now. One final thing that is kind of related to all this and community and growing and getting channel recognition, not recognition, what's the word? Getting my name for my channel out there a bit. Big thanks to Alan Stewart, Mainmeister. He actually talked to the Retro Unlim guys, who are the big UK kind of community of all these YouTubers that do retro stuff. He suggested to the fellow who runs that, Stephen, check out this Down the Rabbit Hole guy and get him into the community. And Stephen's been in touch with me, and that's awesome. I've given him all my details. I may be showing up on Retro Unlim in the very near future. I did say as the last thing I sent to Stephen, I also do things that aren't video game related, like food and anime and chess now. So am I going to get in trouble with the Retro Unlim crowd if I talk about, like, if all my videos are automatically showing up on Retro Unlim, I might have stuff that's not really related. Is that okay? And that was several days ago. I haven't heard back from Stephen, so I don't know if there's just been he's too busy or whatever. But if you look for me right now, I may or may not be showing up on Retro Unlim. I look forward to trying that out, though. I think it'd be kind of cool. Right, well, that's enough waffling for me. As I say, this is kind of a combination video response also to myself about Pot Noodle. Check out the video, link below to the Vidme link so you can finally see the Red Dwarf heavily polluted Pot Noodle video. I'll be continuing with YouTube. I'm not going to follow in with Vidme other than what I've already talked about. So. And until next time, we'll see you down the rabbit hole.